I don't know why my voice it feels like I'm so unconfident or it's just I have no conviction in what I'm saying, but best believe I do have conviction in what I'm saying. It's just I'm trying to still regather my thought on what happened in the last 24 hours. Closed my very first client on the agency. I don't even know if I'm gonna call it an agency yet. I'm like, it's like, yeah, I'm still figuring this out, and I've closed my very first client. It's crazy how things work, and yeah, but the reason why I'm recording this is I want to document and share with you guys on what happened, and also the lesson I learned from Mehmed II. He's the emperor of Ottoman Empire. I don't know when, but I watched it on Netflix series documentary called The Rise of Empire Ottoman Rise of Empire, something like that. And I just kind of tied back on my experience as an entrepreneur and what he went through. So I'm just reading you guys on what I wrote down here. As a 20-year-old entrepreneur, a lot of people told me to have a safety net. Plan B, get a college degree, and it's gonna be a safer route, or to just something to fall back into, right? You know what they have all in common? Like all those people that's telling me, oh, you should have a plan B, you should just have a safety net, to fall back into. So if nothing works out, is you know what all they have in common is all of them, like every single one of them. Everyone who's told me that you should have a plan B, every single one of those people, I would never want to trade my life or my situation right now to their life. I would never want to do that. Like, sure, some of them might be my friends, some of them might be my relatives, but I would never in my life would trade where I'm at to where they're at, even though they might be successful on their own way or like or not at all. But thing is, right now I have an opportunity where I'm young, I have so much time on my hand, and if I put 2 years, let's just even just 2 years in college, imagine that time, that growth that I could have in the business and my personal growth. And I'm not saying that I won't have a growth experience in college. I'm just saying that there's just so much more that you can learn and to experience throughout your life without needing to go to college. And of course, yeah, I'm not talking to people who wants to be a lawyer, doctors. I'm just talking to people in general who wants to make a living and have a comfortable life, or also people who desire more for their life and just have a better life on where they're at right now and just to be the breadwinner for their family. And that's what I want to be. I want to be the breadwinner for my family and to support my family and wherever they need and just to be that backbone moving forward. So, all those people looking back at it, I do not want to trade my place from where I'm at right now to where they're at. And the people that I want to become don't have a second plan. No plan B. They're all in. They're not half pregnant. They're not just, oh, you know what? I'm going to try it out and let's see if it works out. It's more of a, I'm all in. I'm going to die for this. I'm willing to go all in and sacrifice every single thing, which so far I've done. I've sold every investments I've had in my Roth IRA. I've sold everything to just have some time to make this work out. And I have so much conviction that it's gonna work out. It's that I have so much, like, I'm willing to sell every single investments that I have and go in debt so I can just tell myself this is gonna work out. It's gonna work out. There's no either or. Like, I'm not gonna go try this thing out. Like, even though I've had a thought, oh, I should maybe try to do some side hustles here and there to just earn some couple bucks. But the thing is, if I even divert my energy, even having a thought of that, that's already wasting my time. But imagine if I actually do it and divert my energy from that. You cannot chase two rabbits all at once. So at the show, the documentary, Mehmed II, he believed his calling is to conquer Constantinople, right? And a lot of people, he's had that thought since he was, like, he became the very first emperor. And then I'm just spoiling. I'm gonna spoil you guys the thing. If I don't know if you guys gonna watch it, but if you guys kind of skip this part. But so Mehmed II, he's like this emperor, very young emperor. He's only 21, almost the same age as me. Imagine conquering a whole empire at 21. Imagine that, right? So Mehmed II, what he did was, like, he wanted to conquer Constantinople when he became the emperor or the sultan when he was younger, and then fast forward, his dad got older and he became the official sultan again, and then he wants to conquer Constantinople, and so his I forgot, it's his Grand Sherpa, I forgot what they call it, but the I'm sorry if I'm like, I don't know, I forgot his main advice, right? His mentor, like, so he wants to conquer the Constantinople, and on his hold up, on his way to do so, yeah. So just like Mehmed II, his calling is to conquer Constantinople. On his way to do so, a lot of people told him to be realistic, and they mentioned, oh, your father was not able to do it, he's tried but he was not very successful. And a lot of his advisors, right, a lot, like, it was half of them was like supports him that he's gonna do it, and half of them were like, no, we're not gonna make this, it's just out of this world, no one has ever conquered that wall, all this thing, right? And he's, and then when they're even in the siege at the time when they're trying to take it, some of his main mentor, the lead or the head of the one that he is entrusted, the one who mentored him since he was brought up when he was a kid, he was telling him to be realistic, or tell him, oh, you should just make a truce, you should just give up now, and we'll go back later, and once they're weaker, we're gonna go take the take down the wall, pretty much, or just, I forgot what it's called, the empire. The thing is, Mehmed II did not listen to that. He kept going. He found ways. He became strategic about it. He went all in. He was willing to lose it all, even though there was a risk of other armies reinforcing the Roman Empire. It's the fall of Roman Empire, right? So it's like he's risking all of this, his whole army, his whole empire, so he can just go all in and conquer this Constantinople, right? And a lot of people are doubting him. It's like, no, he cannot do all this, right? But in the end, he pushed through. He didn't listen to the naysayers. He kept at his word, that his beliefs. He didn't just believe it. He didn't just believe it. It was ingrained in him that it was his calling, man. It's not just, oh, I'm gonna conquer it. Like, oh, I'm just gonna take Constantinople. It'd be nice, I'm 21. It's the same thing in life too. Like, if you actually want something good for your life, or something you wanna acquire and get, you cannot have like second doubts, or just, oh, maybe I'll put in some time here and there, like, build up some time and then eventually you will get there. It's never that. It's either all in or all out. If you're not willing to lose, and if you're not willing, why is someone whistling so loud, bro? So stupid. Oh, shut up! Oh my gosh. Okay. But yeah, yet he continued to refuse and find ways to make it work out. So yeah, that was the main thing that I learned from him. Is just, sure, you can listen to other people's advices, you can consider it, but the main thing is you have to keep going and stay true to yourself and believe it, like, in your heart, engrave it in your heart, that's gonna work out, and be able to willingly sacrifice everything in your power and willing to die for it. And this, it's no question, it's gonna work out if you're putting your life in it. Why would it not work out? But yeah, that's something I learned from a great conqueror at 21. It's crazy how also, if you would see it now, people back then, they're like in their 20s and they're like conquering, they're in battles, and they just have so much conviction, so much belief on their mission. They're not sulking in their bed, being depressed. They don't have that luxury, right? But yeah, it's interesting, man. Um, that was what I learned from him. It was I highly recommend it if you guys are interested on watching it. I think even though I've kind of spoiled the whole thing, that he conquered it. If you watch it, it's very valuable the way he did it, and the story or the lessons that you're gonna get out of that documentary is immense. I would say, if the thing too is, sure, you can watch a show, but if you're not self-conscious or if you're not self-aware, you won't be able to pick it up. But the thing is, like, put it in the perspective of not a if you're gonna watch it, I recommend you just view it with no biases, not for like just you're watching it brain dead. Just go in it and have an open mind and be present on what he's doing. Like, actually pay attention on what he's doing. Like, it's interesting on his actions and his like, I know they're just actors, right? But they're the depiction of the original person, and also, like, yeah, it's interesting. I would just say that that's what I really, in all, that's what I learned from it. If you made it this far in this video, I'll share with you what happened today, this last 24 hours. Man, it's been surreal. So I was breaking down my numbers on here in my journal. Uh, how many conversations did I have to start, and how many book calls did I need to get where I'm at right now? So in total, like, when I started, when I had a previous offer, and now that I have a new offer for my business, took me about like over 500 conversations started, and then took me about six or seven sales call. To be honest, I wouldn't even consider the other one. Like, in reality, I've only had three, but the rest are just like friends, right? Those are, majority of them are friends. Actually, I had four, so four realistic ones that could have been, that's a sales call, and then the other two is just like repetitions. So I actually had eight sales call that I actually used my script for. Um, so it's crazy how now when I look at the ratio, like, I started, like, I would not count the one that I've had before, right? If I just count when I started now, so I started again on doing my outreach and then just my everything, right? This month, actually. Did I just start this month? I think, yeah, I did start this month. Just 1 month. This 1 month, I reached out to 200. Let's look at it. Let's look at it. Reached out to 221 people. 20% of those 221 people replied. Okay? 5 of them booked, meaning one of them was a no show. Two of them was a in person friend. One of them I closed, but just for a demo, like to just see if the strategy that I'm using to just work on my deliverables. So I closed one of them, but just for free. I just wanna help him dominate TikTok. The other one, it was I got two no shows, right? So four, and the one that I actually had the hot qualified lead, I closed. So I had five, but only three showed, and I closed one. So 3 out of 1. That's the ratio of if three people showed up in a sales call, one should close. That's the average right now. It's pretty high because I don't have like a lot right now, but we'll see how it goes. But I should expect every three sales calls I've had, they should be qualified. They should be a hot lead. I should be able to close one of them. So yeah, and yeah, so I closed this guy. We're gonna be working with him, just helping him with marketing. Mainly going to be helping him through TikTok, just advertising, right? And helping him create content through TikTok, and then just specifically help him scale his business. So for that, I I got him to a retainer, which is 2K per month, and then eventually, if I do well on his business, I'll definitely get some referrals. He's mentioned me that there's a couple um, people in his network that's looking to get into TikTok as well, that they just needs help. So I just need to over deliver in this, and then it's gonna do well. Um, but other than that, that's where I'm at. It's surreal, man. First closed, and then um, yeah, I still can. Like the thing is, I have a feeling where I believe it. Like it should be expected. It should be expected. I shouldn't even be like have like be like all like happy about it. Congratulations to myself and stuff like that, right? But it's a small win, and I think one of the things also is what I'm doing is I have to make sure I ground myself, lose all the entitlement, all the ego, and just keep going. Like even okay, you close one client, but you're not even halfway there on your target, $100,000 per month. That's your target. Like that should be normal. Seeing that number should be normal for you. It's not. It's not a lot. You just gotta keep going, build the momentum, and then you should be ready for the unexpected. But yeah, man, that's where I'm at. Uh, if you're watching this video, I don't know who you are, but I appreciate your time, man. I don't know, you have your 18 minutes. I hopefully you found something valuable in it. Just make me key takeaways. If you're just watching this, guys, I'm the type of person too where I would just watch a bunch of random vlogs, right? So if you're watching this and you're trying to start your own business online, my advice for you is to just find a mentor, bro. I think that's the biggest thing that I've invested so much in mentorship. Like I've spent like 10, 12, 15K in mentorship just alone, and then just mentorship and courses. And then the best in mentorship, if you can afford it, save up, do side hustles, work, just start saving up. At least save about like 5K for it. And then second thing is actually don't get a mentor first before you haven't tried out shit. So try out what you're interested at online. Find like a something that's on demand, something you feel like you could fulfill the service to, and hone in your marketing, your sales, your offer. And then eventually you'll make it, man. I believe in you, and you're you're in the right track. You're trying to seek out information online, and I'm proud of you. But yeah, that's it for this video. Appreciate you watching. It is also just for me personally, for myself, on documenting my journey. This is where I'm at. We closed our very first client at July 29th, and this is after 10 months of starting my agency, right? And then just having a breakdown of the offer, and revamping it, changing it up, twisting it, building it up, breaking it down, changing it again. Like it's all is changing it, testing, and see what clicks and what bites. This one is a little bit kind of biting, so we'll try to stick with this one, and then just keep. I'm still gonna be testing out different offers and whatnot, but I'm definitely gonna dial in eventually on just one niche, one offer, one service, and yeah, we'll see how it goes, man. I appreciate your time. As always, be a creator, not a consumer. Make something today that will inspire others. Peace.